Okay, so I often say, the voting is a test. Election day is a test. Unfortunately, most people think that, oh, I voted, makes me a good citizen. But so many people go and vote, and they don't study for the test. So it's no wonder why our country is failing. People go and vote. This year, most people have their mind made up who they're going to vote for president, but they don't know the down ballot races. Most people don't know who's running for the state senate or state assembly, let alone the proposition on the back of the ballot. In this form of government that we have, constitutional republic, we as citizens are responsible for this form of government. Abraham Lincoln said this is a government of the people, by the people, for the people. That necessitates and implies our responsibility for the outcome of how our government is run. We have representatives, and it is our duty to influence those representatives. It is our duty to communicate with each other. We've been trained to not talk about religion and politics, and it is difficult, especially nowadays, to talk about religion and politics, but we have that responsibility. And this proposition is a manifestation of this failure of our form of government that we have. That they're introducing something that's so dangerous, that's so troublesome for so many people, and so few people know about it. So few people know what it will actually bring about. It will threaten parental rights. It will threaten girls' and women's safe spaces. It will give illegal immigrants rights that citizens have. And it will chill free speech. If it's ingrained in the Constitution that gender identity, sexual preference, reproductive history, these things are in there, that is going to set a really crazy precedent going forward for anyone that says anything that could threaten that. My message to everybody here today is we have a responsibility and a duty to influence the outcome of how our government is run. And we have 22 and a half days to affect the future of New York here. If this proposition passes, it will be like a neutron bomb that will hollow this state out. People that want to complain to their school boards won't be able to complain. When something is ingrained in the Constitution, it's nearly impossible to get it out. It takes 2 consecutive legislative sessions to pass a proposition like this, and then the final step is that the voters have to approve it. The voter referendum is coming up soon. And what we have to do is we have to reach as many people as possible. We have to explain the process of how the Constitution has changed to as many people as possible. We need to think creatively. We need to do what Claudia is doing, having this rally here today and getting advertisements out on the radio. We have to engage with the people around us. You know, it's very difficult in this day and age to talk about politics because people get inflamed with personalities, but this proposition is not about a single person. It's about policy itself. And it provides a great opportunity, if you're in a sticky political conversation, to be able to talk about the issues and not talk about the people, and to discuss with people. This is to protect equal rights. So whose rights will be strengthened and why? What's wrong with the current language of our state constitution? It says that no person on the basis of race, color, creed, or religion shall be discriminated upon by your employer, by another business, by the government. That covers everybody. Men, women, however you want to identify yourself as. Now we're adding in additional classifications, and what does that achieve? Ask people why they think it's something that they should support, and inform them of what's going on. And this is the system that our founders gave us. A free exchange of ideas where we can communicate with one another about what is going on in our government. And we have to be able to do that. We have to be able to articulate what's going on. We have to be able to be courageous and have conversations that are difficult. Because if we don't, we're in a lot of trouble here in New York. A lot of people have been leaving. Even more people will leave if this is passed. The proposition that's on the back of the ballot represents what we have when we don't engage in our government, when we don't engage politically, when we don't have conversations about what's going on, when we elect people because we recognize their name or their face, and we don't do the homework before we go take the test on election day. So it's 22 and a half days for us to influence that. Most of us, hopefully all of us, have family here in New York. I have a business here in New York. If this passes and Trump wins, the many millions of illegal immigrants that are in our country right now will find sanctuary in New York State. Upstate New York, probably, because it's a lot cheaper to live up here. Women will have their safe spaces invaded, and parents won't be able to prevent their kids from doing things that they don't want to do. If this gets into our Constitution, we have to think decades into the future. It's going to be next to impossible to reverse it or to take it out. What will happen in such an environment? New York is a cultural leader throughout the country and throughout the world. If we have this kind of crazy landscape for children to be able to get gender reassignment surgery if they can find a way to finance it, or hormone therapy, or brain implants without their parents' desire, what's that going to do culturally for the rest of the country and the rest of the world? So it's a government of the people, by the people, for the people, and we have to take that responsibility. Then the next 22 and a half days, our duty is to inform our entire networks about what's going on. So, thank you guys.